Is going to be very, very riveting and engaging. First up, I'd like to request a gentleman who needs no introduction and who sets everything abuzz, from Twitter to the Karnataka Now Fest to television and the headline makers and the headline hunters. Dr. Subramanian Swamy, may I please request you to come up, sir. The other gentleman who I have always been a fan of, purely because of the gamut of roles that he has essayed and the characters that he has played. And now he's somebody who's been very, very outspoken, and he's challenging what he believes is wrong and standing up for what he believes is right. Mr. Prakash Raj. Very, 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 very popular face. Thank you. And Rahul Shivshankar, you're on the hot seat, Editor-in-Chief of Times Now. This is going to be fun. Yeah, come up. Yeah, little more. Yeah.
Well, discussions like this are not intended to be fun. I would divest some of you in the audience and, of course, our viewers who are tuning into Times Now right now, because this is a very, very important subject, fundamental to what today has become, at some levels, a polarizing call. Some people say that Hindutva is an aberration of Hinduism. Some people think it's corrosive. Some people think it's exclusivist. Some people also say that Hindutva is the principal reason that communities today are at each other's throats. You only have to look at the last speech that Rahul Gandhi made, for instance, and you will come face to face with that claim. Now, the topic for today's discussion looks very simple because it is worded simplistically, but it is actually very complex. What are we asking? Why do liberals fear Hindutva? What is it about this ideology that makes it such a comment-worthy topic where politicians and ordinary Indians take extreme positions? Let's open this out. And let me begin first with Mr. Prakash Raj. I've read a lot of what you've said, Mr. Raj, over the last few years, quite frankly. I ask you a simple, straightforward question. Do you identify yourself as a Hindu, or are you an agnostic, or are you among those who believe that Hinduism is a spiritual philosophy? It's a way of life.
Being born in this country, I see Hinduism as which preaches Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu, Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, and I live with all differences of opinions, of different religions in my life. And I believe that it's not important to be a Hindu, to a Christian or a Muslim today. I believe we are looking at a 21st century where we need to reinvent, rethink the necessities of the society we are going into. And I believe in a human dharma, basically.
You have drawn a distinction between Hinduism and Hindutva. What is this distinction?
I am worried about what is being forced, what is being explained as Hindutva, and what is it, the damage it is creating to the fabric of this society called India. I'm more worried about its implications to the future. I'm worried about those people in the disguise of Hinduism are trying to say something else.
Who are these people?
The RSS. I personally feel BJP by itself, in itself, has no ideology. It works for somebody else. And it worries me. It worries me with the way they behave, because I read between lines. I'm not here to listen to what they speak, because they are not what they speak. That's my worry. I'm worried about this country.
Dr. Swamy, he's worried because there are individuals, and he says the RSS is one of them, that represents, as he says.
Well, he hasn't pointed out anything specific that the RSS says which he finds as dangerous. To my understanding, Hindutva means Hinduness, and Hinduness means the belief that we have a system where we venerate our elders, we have gender equality, and we also believe that all religions lead to God. We may think that ours is a more developed one, but we do believe that all religions lead to God. So what is it specifically that RSS says which is taken from RSS's own writings and not from some newspaper account or some propaganda of our opponents?
Says and does. Because let me quote Prakash Raj, if I have the liberty, and I'll come back to you because you need to fill in the blanks. But let me just quickly quote. Prakash Raj said, they say I'm anti-Hindu. No, I'm anti-Modi, I'm anti-Hegde, I'm anti-Amit Shah, and according to me, they're not Hindus. Mr. Anant Kumar Hegde, who says he wants to wipe out an ism, a religion from the face of this earth, cannot be a Hindu, ladies and gentlemen. A person who supports killing cannot be a Hindu. I suppose you were referring to the many atrocities that have been committed.
Exactly what I am. I'm worried about these people, what they are trying to do, how they are behind the disguise of Hinduism. I'm worried. See, let's talk facts. Let's see what's happening. So, because if you're going to talk about what is Hinduism, what is Hindutva, and what is Manava Dharma, it's going to just say that who knows what, it's going to be a quiz program. Let's look at what is happening in this country. Let's look at why an ideology has been. I said, okay, fine. What do you want? A Hindu Rashtra? I'm fine with it. So what are you going to achieve? What do you want to say? Will you not learn from history? Okay, it becomes a Hindu Rashtra, so we will send everybody else out and we are forced to listen to it, and this becomes a Hindu Rashtra. Now, what if this attitude is taken across the world? Across the world. If the Middle East decides they'll send back all Indians, because you want your Hindi Rashtra, we want a Muslim Rashtra there. If the Americans send back, Australians send back all Indians. In Vancouver, there has been 150 years, Indians have been there, they'll send us them back. What will you do? Where is this going to lead? Don't we learn from history? If Hitler said one race is important, he failed after 3 decades, and now they are saying sorry. Now what will we do? If they want to go on the same thing as we want our Rashtras, they stop giving diesel and petrol. What will you go on bullock carts in this country? What will you do? Where will we go? So we should look at what they are trying to implicate on us. I'm fighting. Somebody wants to remove a religion from this world. That is not being Hindu. So we should look at why am I worried about what is happening around. Somebody wants to put a Gomutra if I talk about constitution. This is not fair.
Okay.
We cannot let this next generation after 3 decades to say like what Germans are saying sorry to the world.
Okay, so he's filled in the blanks. He's defined what he believes.
Well, he does, but it doesn't apply to RSS. It seems he's suffering from some neurosis.
So the people that he accuses of carrying out, let's say, an attack on Pehlu Khan.
Who are those people?
Sir,
who are those people?
I have a problem with you.
Of course, you'll have many more problems to come.
See, my problem is, in a human autonomy, there is a tongue which can move anywhere, because there is no bone. That doesn't mean your speech should not have spine. You are the one who talked about RSS few years back. And now you change everything. Isn't it very obvious when something is written on the wall, there is no conspiracy theory in this country? I don't want to be a learned man to know history. I just want to learn from history. But I want a life. I want a life today. I want a life for the future to the demands of the 21st century.
But what's wrong with your life? It seems to be okay to me.
Yeah, my life and your life is very beautiful.
Huh?
My life and
Then
your
you
life
say,
is
"I
very
want a
beautiful,"
life.
because
You want
I'm
a
not being
life.
personal. I'll tell you, let me, but I have a Christian mother. I have a Hindu wife. I have no issues. There's so much of harmony in my life. You have a Parsi in your family, you have a Muslim in your family, you are superb. There's harmony. Why do you want to be a hypocrite? Let the country be in harmony too.
Who's stopping the country from... See, who's stopping the country from being...
We should not debate
No,
what is
see,
Hindutva.
this is
Let's
the
not be
problem.
smart.
No, one second.
In fact, if you get specific, I can understand. RSS has said this, or Hindutva has meant this. And it should be, if you are going to apply it to us, you must tell us that you have said it. You don't call Amit Shah a Hindu, you don't call Modi a Hindu, but 99.999% of India calls them Hindus and good Hindus. So it is you who are out of step.
No, just because they are fooling the people, at least I should remove the mask too, no? You can't be a Hindu when you say you'll wipe out a religion. I'm not anti-Hindu.
No, none of them have said
If in a remote
that.
corner, if you think I am anti-Hindu, I am not.
No, I'm saying that, but none of them has said that we will wipe out the Muslims.
Who has not said? Mr. Anant Kumar Hegde has not said.
Modi has not said it. Amit Shah has not said it. Who else has said it? Nobody has said it.
Okay, if
We are all bound by the Constitution.
Okay, so if you are...
by being silent to an elected representative, to the minister of their government, when he says I'll change the Constitution, when
Did
he
you
says
speak up?
I'll wipe out a religion,
No, Mr.
but
Prakash
still
Raj,
supporting him,
let
doesn't
me
your
ask you.
silence speak to?
No, if you're talking about silence and selective silence, did you speak up, sir, when political parties were silent on the issue of triple talaq? Many people say that was a misogynist imposition. You know where the Supreme Court is on that matter. Did you speak up, sir, when political parties refused to take a stand, even now, as the Law Commission examines the Uniform Civil Code? Do you take a position, sir? Let me ask you. When the Mamata Banerjee government, in an obvious attempt at appeasing a particular community, interfered in an age-old tradition when it came to Durga idol immersions, I want to ask you.
My dear friend, you should realize, when I say politics in the name of religion is wrong, dharma is wrong, keep politics out of this. And when I time and again says whoever brings in this narrative is wrong for the future of this world or of this country, I mean it.
You do mean it?
Now you want to
do you
say,
actually mean
wait,
it?
I mean it.
I'll tell you why you do
And all of them are wrong.
Burhan Wani.
Let me finish.
Have you heard of Burhan Wani, sir?
When I'm asking a question.
No, but have you heard of Burhan Wani? You have heard of Burhan Wani.
Yeah.
You know what he stands for? He is the face, or he was the face, thankfully, of political Islam. In the name of Islam, they wanted to create a caliphate in Kashmir, and you compared him to Che Guevara.
Who compared whom?
You did. You have shared a stage with Jignesh Mevani, who was known to have taken
I said
funds
something?
from the SDPI, which is the political arm of the PFI,
Don't
which
put
is a
words in my
radical
mouth. Have I
organization.
said it?
You have said it, sir. You have also said.
Where? Please read it again.
1 second. I'll also tell you. 1 second. Let's just have this out. You've also shared a stage with Umar Khalid. Have
So
you not?
what?
Who has come out and at different fora politicized at several instances self-determination, equated people like Burhan Wani with great freedom fighters of this country. And you know what, sir? What Burhan Wani stands for. Even the young people in Kashmir today reject him.
My dear friend, don't try to be smart with me. Umar Khalid, Jignesh Mevani, Shaila Rashid, Khanaya Kumar, and Prakash Raj were on a stage to oppose, to talk Gauri's death. I shared stage with Yediyurappa too.
I am talking about people who politicize.
Talk to me of what I have spoken.
No. I'm asking you, sir. You said, and you brought this up. I didn't.
So
you said I am against
Modi is with
individual.
Nirav Modi, then you call Modi wrong?
Sir, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Please, let me elaborate. Okay. You said that you're opposed to anyone who politicizes religion, right? You said that. And there are individuals like Burhan Wani who has done it. And there are, or were, a large number of young men, sir, who are today dead. 30 of his colleagues are dead because they fell for it. And political Islam, do you recognize it? Do you believe it exists? Do you believe that there is something called Islamist
What are you
terror?
trying to say? I want you to know. I'm in a train. Am I associated with everybody there? Have I said it? Have I supported him? Have I?
You shared a stage.
I staged the stage for what?
And they equated
wait.
Burhan Wani
Don't
with
try
Che
to
Guevara.
be
I
too
only
smart
said
with me,
you were
guys.
silent. You didn't come
Tell
out and
me
say.
why I shared a
No, but
stage
did you
and
come
what
out
did
and
we
say-
speak on that stage?
Did you come out and say, sir, I'm sorry, I don't believe what you're saying is right? When Umar Khalid, who had called for self-determination for Kashmiris and equated Mr. Wani with Che Guevara, did you take a position on that stage?
No, you didn't support them, but you didn't condemn them either, which is what
I
you
was
should
for a
have done.
different reason. See, the problem with your media is I spend time for 10 seconds on a stage and it is repeated everywhere and you will see it always and say you are there. Don't paint me with somebody's colors.
No, but why didn't you condemn
Talk
them?
to me of what I have spoken.
Why don't you condemn them?
I am condemning anybody who does religious politics.
So you condemn them?
Do you condemn Wani? You condemn all these
Do you
military...
believe Burhan Wani? Okay, 1 second.
I
Gentlemen,
condemn
look, 1 second. Let's
the
not heckle,
killings of
please.
any human
No,
being.
I refuse.
I
I
don't
refuse to
look at you as
continue
Hindu
with a
and Muslim,
debate
no.
where the panelists are going to be heckled.
This is my
Please,
problem
I'll
with you
open this
guys.
out in just a few moments for audience questions. I'll come to you, but let's not reduce this to something that's unsavory. We're having a dialogue. I'm asking some questions. I'll also ask questions of Dr. Subramanian Swamy, because I want to know, Dr. Swamy.
Yes.
Can I have some water, please?
Is Hindutva about imposing bans on what we eat? Is it about making sure that certain types of food, meat, etc., should not be kept in someone's refrigerator, etc.? I want you to explain that. What does it actually mean?
Well, you mean about the cow, I think.
Yes.
Because we are not opposed to eating other things.
Beef.
But cow is Article 48 of the Constitution. And this was debated in the Constituent Assembly and included on the grounds that cow is a special animal, and therefore Article 48 says that there shall be a ban on the slaughter of cows. So therefore that is an exception we make. We have made exceptions in some others also. For example, peacock has been declared as a national bird, and anyone who kills it is subject to 7 years imprisonment. So just by saying that you can't eat a cow, there is no unreasonable restriction on your freedom.
But why did you beep the beef in Meghalaya? That was not your political issue there.
First of all, you must know there are two kinds of cows. One is called Bos indicus, which is our Indian cow. The Meghalaya cow is not Bos indicus, it is Bos taurus. You can eat as much as you want.
Kuch bhi.
Prohibition also is, well, you know, there is something called prohibition under the directive principles of state policy.
Yes, it is there.
But we don't subscribe to that.
Oh, you don't. You journalists drink a lot. Cinema actors also drink a lot.
I actually don't. Some people think that I'm unnatural and probably have a
No,
problem.
but it's
I don't.
there
But
in the
anyhow.
Constitution that there shall
But
be
it's a
ban-
directive policy. It's a directive principle.
Listen, directive principles has to be read with Article 37. It is not my fundamental right to stop you. But it is the duty of the government under Article 37 to enforce directive principles. Please read Article 37.
And lynch people too. And
What?
let the atmosphere to lynch people too.
No, that is your
No action
imagination.
taken.
See,
They can lynch, they can kill, they can rape, they can murder, they can threaten, they can cut the heads, they can cut the nose. No, please.
You are known to be a good cinema actor, but as a villain. So don't have to be a villain here too.
See, this is how you guys speak. You have no answers to my questions.
I am
So you
answering
want
your
to make a
question.
statement that I'm a villain.
No, you asked me
saw
a
you.
question. You want to kill
I
people?
saw
Of
you.
course I don't want to
I've
kill
seen
people.
your tweet, telling your army that I am going to take on the cinema rogue. I'm not here to dialogue
Yeah,
with
you are a rogue in
Very
the cinema.
sad. Answer me.
Okay, let me direct your attention. April 25th, 2017, Indian Express. Gyandev Ahuja, BJP MLA, this is what he said. He said that he had no regrets over the death of Pehlu Khan, a dairy farmer who was beaten to death allegedly by cow vigilantes in Alwar. Speaking to reporters outside the Rajasthan Assembly, Alwar MLA Ahuja said, "Kanun हमको हाथ में नहीं लेना चाहिए, लेकिन उसकी मौत हुई, उसके लिए हमको कोई अफसोस नहीं है. We should not take law into our hands, but we have no regrets over his death because those who are cow smugglers are cow killers. Sinners like them have met this fate earlier and will continue to do so." There is a law, sir, and there's legal machinery. Why advocate in the name of religion a lynch mob justice?
First of all, you are relying on the Indian Express, no? And I can tell you, I have been quoted in the Times of India, which is your paper, things which I have never said. So unless you can show that this is a authenticated statement, I'm not prepared to believe that he has said it. And
But if he has said
furthermore, if he has said it and no action is taken, why Congress people don't do like what I do, go and file a private complaint? Why do you want the government, if the government is not performing, why don't you enforce that?
But that's a different matter. Let me
Yes,
ask
it
you,
is a
Dr.
different
Swamy,
matter. If
do you
he has
condemn a
actually
statement?
said what you said you're saying, I would disapprove of it.
You would disapprove.
If he has said it.
Okay.
But 99% of the time I find these things which come in the news media are not authenticated when I make inquiries. In this
So-
particular case, I did not, because I didn't know he has said it. But if he has said it, it is wrong. But I don't know whether he has said it.
Well, there you have a BJP
His
man.
education has made him manipulative and smart, not sensitive.
No, please. Prakash Raj, this is an important point.
No, you should be sensitive to issue. Read between lines.
No, you
By
castigated.
Article 36, it is, I don't trust these papers.
Of course,
It's
that's
happened.
okay.
Lynching has happened.
He's speaking
People
from
are
experience.
celebrating about it. Condemn it.
What do you mean condemn it? I can't condemn.
Condemn the
I can't
celebration.
condemn whatever.
Condemn such
whatever
thing
you
has
say
happened
is
in this
true.
country.
I have to see it for myself.
Why?
Pehlu Khan
I
was
am
lynched.
telling you that newspapers publish wrong statements. They distort it. They say things which are not true. He knows he's at the receiving end of many of my complaints when I call him up and
I
tell
am
him.
misquoted quite often,
Yeah.
actually. And I am at the receiving end on Twitter a lot of times. But that apart, there is no doubt that Pehlu Khan was lynched. He was lynched by a group of individuals, allegedly because he was transporting beef, sir.
Yes.
That is also something
But that is not Hindutva.
that is not Hindu.
Absolutely
Then
not.
what is that?
That is what is called as vigilantism going out of control.
So condemn it.
Of course, we are
it's a
condemning
crime.
it.
Who has
link it with-
given that freedom to have that vigilantism to go scot-free in this
No,
country?
come on. That way you will say that stone pelters
We
will show
give you
up in
freedom to
Kashmir.
say awful things. Why not allow some vigilantism also?
You know how to stop me too, but just because I'm not stopping, you can't do anything about it.
That's not the issue. The issue is that you said,
The issue is,
why should you
I'm
allow
bold
this to
enough,
go?
I am
There
not
is something
succumbing.
called, unless some illegal activity takes place, you can't stop anybody.
You should stop illegal activity from taking place.
How do you do that? I can't stop murders taking place. You know that. There are murders every day in your favorite state of Karnataka,
In
ruled
a
by Congress.
BJP mandated government, when a Supreme Court says you should release a film, but you look at the other way when 40 children are stoned.
Now,
Has
don't
it
change the
not
subject.
happened under
That is
Congress
actually
We are on
supporting
regimes?
it.
murder just now.
No, Prakash Raj, has that not happened under Congress regimes? You're being selective here.
Because it happened in Congress, we brought these people on floor. So I'll ask you, just
No,
because it has
but you
happened there, it will happen in your place also,
But
and
sir,
you'll get away with it.
you're linking a political party with an odious, obvious aberration. People who murder other individuals are murderers. But to suggest that they are Hindutva goons is to load up very, very convenient.
How long will we beat around bush?
No. What do you no? Tell me.
How
Hindu
long do you
terror.
all want to beat
Is there
around the
something called
bush?
Muslim terror? Because there's something called Hindu
It
terror.
is wrong.
No, let's not beat around the bush. Then I'll put it right there for you.
Governments should be
What
a
did the
bridge
Congress say?
between cultures.
They said there's something called saffron terror. There's something called Hindu terror. Did you condemn that, sir?
All forms are
Did you
terrors.
condemn it? No, you're condemning it now. Did you stand up and say,
Yeah.
no, sorry, religion cannot be equated with terror?
In a debate, when
You are-
they said saffron terror,
you are
I
supposed to be-
wait, I
you are
have said
supposed
it,
to
you
be
have
a
not
good
heard it.
Hindu.
I have said it, you have not heard it. When in a debate I said, no, don't say saffron terror. Don't do it.
When
When
did you
Kamala
say
Hassan
that?
sir said it, I said, don't say it.
When did you say it, sir?
I can't come and keep talking in your ears, my friend.
So
Yeah.
we're talking, so you said it
Don't pick up what is very comfortable to you, what you have heard.
in 2010. You said it in 2010 when this phrase was first coined.
When did Kamala Hassan say it?
I'm not talking about Kamal Hassan. I'm talking about N number of Congress politicians and 2 Congress Union Home Ministers. Did you say it back then, sir?
I will say I have said it. You have not heard it because people have started hearing me only from 2015-16. What can we do? What is a lie? Where were
Okay.
you when I was in 2010? कुछ भी पूछेंगे आप लोग? Yes, I have been late in taking up issues. Only when I am disturbed, I have taken it up. That doesn't mean you come and ask me, what did you say in 2009? What happened in 2010? What happened during Nehru when I was not born? कुछ भी. Lie. 2010 का lie. 8 years back.
So today, you will go out there and you will say that religion should not be equated with terror. Would you say it? Will you denounce
Anybody
those
who is terrorizing do not belong to that religion at all.
do not belong to that religion?
Do not.
Even if they are people from the Islamic State, even if they are people like Burhan
Anyone.
Wani.
Do you think I'm supporting Osama bin Laden?
So let me ask you,
What are you trying to tell me?
Burhan Wani was an apprentice.
Whoever it is.
You shared a stage with him. You didn't condemn him. I'm only asking you, sir, because this
कितने
is
बार
about
बोलता हूँ यार
selectivity.
येडियुरप्पा के साथ हूँ that I don't want him to the CM here. Then you said you have staged a stage, had breakfast with Yediyurappa 5 years back, so you can't go against him. कुछ भी.
Now you're trivializing it. You were calling out Dr. Swamy. You were calling out the BJP for their silence. I only brought some facts out. Okay, fair enough. Let's rest it there. Let me draw your attention also, since you do have a problem with Hindutva. This is what the Supreme Court said.
Wait, don't call me anti-Hindu or something.
No,
What is the
no.
problem
You
I
said I have a
with
problem with Hindutva, right?
Hindutva? Which Hindutva?
Okay, so which
What is your
Hindutva?
Hindutva?
So which Hindutva?
Which Hindu? You tell me.
No, he's told you.
What is it? That Hindutva is not what they are practicing today here. Are they?
Who is
They are
they?
in that disguise.
So
Who is
the
they?
they?
Why now you being so general?
Narendra Modi, Amit Shah. So you made a clear, pointed reference to these individuals. So, sir, define it. What is it that they do
The
that
people
offends
who
you?
called about the Hindutva you are talking about, in which robe Mr. Anant Kumar Hegde is sitting, he is not talking about the Hindutva you are trying to tell people. What you speak is different, your agenda is different, your behaviors are different.
That's an
I'm reading
accusation.
between lines.
That's just a plain, blatant accusation.
So
It may
shall
be,
it be, amen.
but it's not at all established that what we say, what we do, there is nobody who has been caught and prosecuted who has who falls into his category of people saying one thing and doing another.
Anant
What
Kumar
is it
Hegde?
that we have done?
Anant Kumar
This
Hegde?
country is ruled by the
Kumar
Constitution.
Hegde?
And the Constitution
Anant
is something
Kumar
that we
Hegde?
have to abide by.
So
We
where
can't
was
go beyond the Constitution.
Okay, so where was the
Anant Kumar Hegde?
Constitution on December 6, 1992, when apparently the domes of the Babri Masjid came down
Yes.
and several
Yes.
alleged Hindutva activists belonging to
Yes, yes,
the
yes. yes.
BJP, the
Yes.
Bajrang Dal,
Yeah.
and by some estimations also
Yeah.
the RSS, because
Yes.
of their
Yes.
affiliations, were
Yes.
charged
Yes.
with the demolition, sir.
Thank you for telling me this. There is a criminal case on it. That criminal case was set aside during the UPA government. They never reinstituted it. It was Mr. Narendra
but
Modi's
that's what
government
he's
that
talking about.
reinstituted
That's
that
the ideology
case
he's
again
talking about.
against Mr. Advani, Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi, Ms. Uma Bharati, and so on. So
LK
don't say
Advani-
that where is the Constitution? We are following the
LK
Constitution.
Advani wept tears.
Huh?
LK Advani wept tears.
That's okay, another matter, but he is still prosecuted.
But Prakash Raj said that is the ideology that he finds pernicious. That's what he says, which is not tolerant, supposedly.
What about the 47,000 temples that were demolished by the Muslim community? Have you said anything about that? Rama temple was demolished before the Babri Masjid. The Babri Masjid was
You will
built.
do it too?
What?
They have done it in the past. You will do it too?
I am not saying that is a. He said that.
No, will
that
you do it too?
what happened to the Constitution when Babri Masjid was demolished? I said they are being prosecuted. What more can we do? Have you
Did you just
prosecuting?
say?
What?
Muslims have demolished.
Of course,
So you will demolish.
Muslims have reconstituted
This is
that
my problem in this
masjid in Constantinople after the Christians had built a church. What are you talking about? This country has been the most tolerant when it comes to dealing with this. 47,000 premier temples were demolished during the Muslim period. And you have not a word to say. Would you condemn that?
We condemn everything. I'm asking you,
Condemn
Why are
everything
you
is not
doing
an
that
answer.
too?
What?
at least you stop doing it.
Where have I
Bring a
done
more
anything?
harmonious country
There's not a
here.
single criminal case against
So you
me.
go and kill them.
You try and put a case against me and I'll teach you a lesson.
They are busy teaching lessons who question.
What doesn't do what?
If I ask a question, you will teach me lessons.
You said, you asked me, are you going to do anything about it? I said, where is the question of doing anything about it? We are going through the courts. No other country, no Muslim country will ever go through the courts. Do they allow us to build a temple in Saudi Arabia? Do you condemn that? They won't allow. Would you allow Hindus to worship Lord Rama in a private house in Saudi Arabia? No.
Okay,
in which
now-
Muslim country would they allow you to build a
That's
temple?
exactly what I want to ask. What do you intend to do?
What do you mean intend to do about what? About the
You will
47,000?
send everybody and you will build
No,
only
I
Hindu
never
temples
said
here?
that. Don't put words in my
No, I
mouth.
want to know.
I am not a cinema
I want
actor
to
who
know.
acts according to a
You
script.
have an argument, you are angry with them. You are
I am
angry with
asking
other
you,
cultures, other
I have
religions. So
nowhere
what do you
said,
want to do?
I have nowhere said that the Muslims should be driven out of India.
What are you intending?
What are you
They
intending
have
about
done
what?
it, so we will do it.
I never said that. We are fighting in court. I
I'm
don't think
talking
you
about,
read
let's talk
newspapers.
about the future.
What?
No, no. So
Future.
let's talk about it.
Fut-
No, Mr. Prakash Raj, let me just come in here. You said, what do you intend to do about it? And you have taken exception to the Hindutva of the Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah, right? No, I'm asking you because, it's difficult to pin you down on what
No,
you
listen
mean.
to me, no.
Which Hindutva is corrosive? And you say, no, which one are you talking about? And I presume the one that you're
When-
talking about is the one that
When
presumably
they say I'm an anti-Hindu,
Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah stand for. Now, I
Wait.
want to ask you, sir, for 5 years, or it will be 5 years in May, they've been in power. Have they brought down a large number of masjids to construct thousands of temples? I'm only asking you. Have they forcibly, at any level, thrown any Muslim are permanently alienated? So alienated they even target children. I'm only asking you, they only want them to remain. They don't want them to go. So explain to me, sir, what has gone wrong since Amit Shah and Narendra Modi have been ruling this country? You have apprehensions, so please.
Do you believe that there is no situation in this country Do you mean to say they are not worried? Do you mean to say they are not worried?
Who?
The minority of this country?
So tell me something. There are Hindus who are minorities in Kerala. Do you believe they are not worried?
They are
when,
worried.
When they have people
That's true.
from the alleged...
Yes.
When they have
Yes.
people from the alleged
I'm
hate group,
against
the
it.
PFI, knocking on their doors.
I am against it.
What about 500,000 Kashmiri
So-
Pandits who driven from Kashmir? Have you spoken for them?
As a government, talk about it.
Yes, talk about it.
Where
That's
are
what
you
I'm
talking?
saying. Do you condemn it?
Where are you talking? When I'm condemning it, I'm condemning everything. Where are you talking?
Where are you talking about what? I'm the one who's fighting the Hashimpura genocide case, not you. None of the congressmen are.
You are a lawyer, you fight.
Yeah, but I am
Do your
fighting it.
job.
I'm fighting it.
I
And-
can't do your job.
Yes,
I will fight in my language.
I'm telling you this, that it is because that we Hindus are in majority, there's democracy here. There is no Muslim majority country where there's democracy.
And we have seen what they are suffering there. So what do you want to do is exactly what I am asking.
I'm
What
telling
is
you,
your
it is because
intention?
you condemn the Hindutva. I'm
am
saying it
not
is because of Hindutva that today we have democracy. That we are tolerant of the fact that 500,000 Kashmiri Pandits have been driven out.
I am
We are tolerant
worried.
of the horrible things that are being done in Malappuram
What I
in
am
Kerala.
worried is,
We are being...
what I am worried is, because of the spirit and philosophies, the Hindutva, this democracy is there, and there are few of these guys in the disguise are going to destroy it.
Few can't destroy it. You're
Yeah,
imagining...
2019 we will know. You can't
Well,
destroy it. You're sending them back home.
Hindutva is making sure that we get over and over come to power. So you'll have a lot of time to look at our performance.
Until the day you people reap the seeds you have sowed, you will not realize it.
What is you people?
I'm talking about the
What
BJP,
about
all the people
you cinema
who in the
people who
name
are,
of
who are
disguise
every
of
day showing
Hindutva
violence in the
are
cinemas?
fooling innocent Hindus. You are fooling innocent Hindus.
We are fooled Hindustans and you are not able to do anything, right? That's what you're saying.
Let's see.
That means the majority is
Let's
with
see.
us. In a democracy, majority decides and
The
majority
very
is with us.
fact that you have decided to take a debate on me, that I have reached somewhere where I am changing the narrative. I am influencing people. I am inspiring people against such activities.
And that,
My voice.
And that despite
My voice has grown.
your voice, your
The
ability,
movement is growing.
your ability to speak is because the Hindutva who are in power are allowing you
No,
to
you
do
thought
that,
only
right?
debaters were in
Otherwise-
that party. No, 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 no.
So you have to admit,
You will see it from Karnataka elections.
we will see from
We will
Karnataka
see.
elections.
No,
Yeah.
no. If
The
you're talking
56
about the
inch, first
Karnataka
cross
election-
that. 56 inch jo hai na, cross that number first in Karnataka, then I'll talk to you. हाँ जी वही बोल रहा हूँ. Cross 56. I decide to do politics my way. I decide to be with the people. I decided to be with the citizens. I decided my voice is necessary here to question you leaders, to answer and to be accountable.
Yes, and you can do it in India, not in Pakistan.
These guys, whenever I ask question, want me to go to Pakistan. Why don't you send me to a nice holiday
I didn't
destination?
say go to Pakistan.
Because your brain hates a religion.
Yeah. I didn't say you go to Pakistan. I don't think Pakistan will take you because they will not be able to adjust with you.
Kuch bhi. Kuch bhi.
Okay, let's just very quickly open this out to audiences. This conversation could keep going around in circles for the whole evening. I can tell you that because these two gentlemen have a lot to say. We're unfortunately the ones who are running out of time. Questions in the audience. Okay. Rahul Ishwar, just behind you, ma'am.
The question is to Sri Subramanian Swamy. Had been a fan of your talk, sir. 1972, in the Motherland magazine and also in the book RSS Inside Story, Guruji Golwalkar, who was the Sarsang Chalak of RSS, goes on to say that uniform civil code is not needed for India. What is needed is unity. It is only because of the fear of Muslim population growth, which is a negative approach, that some Hindus are calling for uniform civil code. Uniform civil code will lead to the destruction of the nation. Was the statement given?
Didn't say all that. I was
was the
present
statement given in Motherland magazine as given from the Net Resources?
Sorry, I was present in that function. It was at the Deen Dayal Research Institute,
So
of
what's
which
your
I was the Secretary General. Nanaji Deshmukh was the chairman. And what he said is that it is not necessary to force down uniform civil code. It is something that it should come by their own internal feelings. That is all that he said. And that statement was repeated by the then Home Minister of the Congress government, saying this is a welcome statement. So, yes, Golwalkar said that, and that is all we are doing. It is in the Constitution. It has to be passed by Parliament. It can't be forced by anybody.
Okay. The lady there in the kurta right behind you, black and white kurta, there, the pattern, just there. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening. I'm Dia. So, sir, I had a question to Mr. Subramanian Swamy. Sir, in the beginning, you said about how Article 37 was behind the beef ban. Article 36?
No, 48. Article 48.
You said something about
37 mandates the government to implement it.
Sir, okay, according to the directive principles of state policy, it says that it shouldn't be enforced, but laws...
There's no such thing in the directive principles.
So,
The directive principles, Article 37. Have you got a copy of the Constitution?
yes, sir.
Please read 37.
Part 4, Directive Principles State Policy, Article 37. Application of principles contained in this part. The provisions shall not be enforceable by any court, but the principles are fundamental.
Just don't be semi-literates and stop in the middle.
But the principles are fundamental in governance and shall be the duty of state
That's
to
right.
apply.
Fundamental in governance
Sir,
and shall be the duty of the government to implement it.
Sir, duty of government.
When they say, let me educate some of the semi-literates here. When they say that it is not enforceable by court, which means that I cannot go to court and say it is my fundamental right to have uniform civil code, so please direct the government to implement this uniform civil code. That's all. But it is the duty of the government, and it's a requirement of the government as a principle of governance, that's the exact words used, to implement the directive principles.
Okay. One question at a time. Okay. Well, go ahead.
Sir,
Identify yourself, please.
I'm Priya and my question is for Mr. Swamy. Just 3-4 minutes back, you made a statement to Mr. Raj saying that you are speaking because Hindutva is allowing you to speak. Should we as citizens fear our freedom of speech now?
No, you don't have to fear, because if you are a Hindu, you'll be democratic. If this country becomes Islamic, there'll be no democracy.
Sir, this country
Question
is not just
from the
made of
gentleman.
Hindus.
Question from
It's
Okay.
This country is a diverse country and there are a lot of religions over here.
We are
Question from the
80%
gentleman
Hindu,
who's
it's
standing
not
there
diverse.
in the corner in the green kurta, right there under the lights, right there in the corner. Can we go straight across by the door? He's standing in the green kurta, right? Straight on, madam, straight on. Keep going straight. No, you're going. Turn to your right. Yeah, and keep going straight. Yes. I think the mic has come to you. Sir, if you could just walk across to the person and take the mic from the young girl in the sari, in the blue, just in front of you. She's got the mic right here. Yeah, that's the, yes. Go ahead.
So I'm Siddharth and I'm from Times Now. I want to ask you a question about an article that you'd written many years ago. This is to Mr. Subramanian Swamy. 7 to 8 years ago, where you had written an article, a fairly provocative article that triggered a lot of controversy, where you had said that in the event that minorities in India, particularly the Muslims, do not acknowledge their Hindu ancestry, they're allowed to remain in India, but they should be disenfranchised. Is that really Hindutva, sir? And is that really exemplifying the tolerance that Hindutva advocates? Because my impression, sir, is that Hindutva is about inclusion, it's about acceptance. And therefore, should we be putting preconditions on acknowledgement of one's ancestry, be it religious or racial, as a precursor and a prerequisite for voting rights in India? Is that not intolerance, sir, or is that really tolerance? That's my question. Thank you.
First of all, I did say what you just quoted, and I'll explain that you have quoted only part of what I said. I said when Pakistan was created, it was according to the British Parliament where the debate took place. They said our objective is to create a Muslim-governed Pakistan and a Hindu-governed India. But we unilaterally decided that those Muslims who want to stay in India, they are free to stay in India. They are not obliged to go to Pakistan. Of course, the Pakistanis have literally reduced the Hindu population in Pakistan to zero. Now, I said that in view of this, those who stay with us should identify with the mainstream culture of this country. If they claim that they are descendants of Gori and Ghazni, then they are not people who want to integrate with the rest of India. Such people can stay in India, but they should not be given the right to vote. The right to vote is not a fundamental right, may I tell you. It's under the Representation of People's Act. There are many conditions for getting the right to vote, and this could be one condition. This was my suggestion.
No right to vote? No right to vote?
The right to vote is not a fundamental right. You know, that is
you
what
want to turn this country into Sri Lanka?
What?
You want another Sri Lanka here?
What did you say?
You don't want to give them right to vote?
I never said I don't want to give them the right to vote. I said if they don't acknowledge that their ancestors are Hindus, they should not be given the right to vote.
Threatening.
That's what I said. And the DNA studies show that they all have the same DNA.
When will you talk with your heart? When will you look at people as human beings but not as laws? When?
Listen, these are matters of the brain, and I know that in cinema acting you go by heart.
Don't call me a cinema actor.
In jurisprudence we have to go by the brain.
So comfortable you guys are. No, just call me a cinema actor.
No, what do you mean by heart? When you write a constitution, you have to use your brain.
People?
You can't use your heart.
You will not give a voting right. Oh my God.
Well, a lot of people
Where are you
under a
this
terrible
country to?
tyrant in Germany also lost their right to vote. And they also
didn't lose their right to vote, they lose their right to life. They were sent to gas chambers.
That might be, but it began with a disenfranchisement.
We have received minorities like the Parsis and the Jews.
True, but it
looked
began
after them. And it's only because these Muslims and Christians came as invaders. That was the problem.
It first began with disenfranchisement. It then began with a social boycott. And finally, unfortunately, regrettably, it was called the final solution. And we know where that ended.
By the way, that may be your trauma, that this will lead to this, will lead to this. But my view has not been accepted by the party, so you should appreciate my party.
What a party.
Any questions for Mr. Prakash Raj? Or is it all going to only be for Dr. Swamy?
Liars.
Yes, please. In front here, this gentleman who's just stood up in a waistcoat. Yeah.
I am BNS Reddy, my former Inspector General of Police. No hard feelings, Prakash, it's for you. Fortunately or unfortunately, you are a Hindu.
I should decide that.
Yes. You are an actor. And you are a very good actor too.
Thank you.
And recently, I saw your movie, Bharat and Nenu. You look a very disturbed man because I'm scared to ask a question where you slap a police officer. So, that apart, in the lighter vein, You slap an additional DG on the screen. That's okay, funny aside. That apart.
How do you judge me from the role side?
No,
I don't
okay,
understand.
the directors.
Do you read a film?
Okay.
There is a situation.
No, I said light a vein.
Why
I
do
hope,
you talk about
I hope
that? Why will
my,
I slap you?
Then.
That's the story.
Okay, but what's the question? What's the question?
What is your question?
The directors and the producers have found a villain in you. That's why you have become such a good actor. That apart.
They have found a
okay. Now I have come to the question.
Role.
I have come to the question.
No, wait. Mind your language.
No, I have.
They didn't find a villain in me. They find an actor in me.
Sir, I'm not going
Please
to allow
mind your
this.
language.
Okay.
You have lost your right.
Now on a public platform.
You cannot use this platform
in a public platform.
to castigate someone.
1 second.
No.
In a public platform.
How dare
Ask your
you call
question.
an actor a villain?
In a
Ask your
public
question.
platform.
How dare you call an actor? Say sorry.
1 second, I just finished my question.
Say sorry.
In a public
please
say
platform.
sorry.
No, please take away the mic.
In a public
How dare you
platform.
call an actor a villain?
Sir, you've lost your right.
Okay. In a
I am
public
exercising my right as a
public-
panelist
In a public platform.
and a moderator right now.
I'm sorry, sir. He doesn't know how to talk. I don't want to talk
I'm
to
not
him.
going to allow the question.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you.
The question is not going to
Please
be
sit down.
entertained, sir. Please. Thank you very much.
Kuch bhi.
Okay. On this side. Gentleman in green in the front there.
So, hi, this is Keshav. My question is to Prakash Raj. Whenever Prakash Raj talks, he says that the constitution should be implemented, the rule of land should be followed. So, couple of days back, he did an event calling Save Constitution. So, did he take the permission? When he talks it, when he preaches it, does he follow it? And the second thing, he was telling that we should condemn this if someone is telling wrong, someone is telling something. Then why didn't he condemn when Jignesh Mevani was telling that disturb the rally of Narendra Modi by throwing chairs?
My dear friend, I was the first fellow to give an interview after that incident that I don't accept the violent attitude of Mevani by throwing stones when my Prime Minister comes. I understand what he is against it, but I don't like the way he protests or how he expresses. I was the first fellow immediately to say it. Mevani called me. I said, no, Mevani, I don't want to be seen on a stage if you're going to talk like this. Point number one. To talk, when a union minister talks to change a constitution, I have every right to go on a stage where a permission has been taken by the local administration to have a meeting of Save Constitution. But I want to ask, after my finishing speeches, what is your behavior of you people coming and putting Gomutra and purifying it?
You people in
What are you talking? I'm talking about those guys.
Okay. Okay.
No, wait. What is the point? Without a permission, you can't have a meeting.
Yes.
I took a permission.
Because there was no permission.
Who told you? There was no case registered on
cases
me.
can be registered.
There was no case registered on me.
No. Please. Let's okay. I
Guys,
don't understand.
FIR will
I don't
be
understand
filed.
the import of this question at all. And I
On
don't understand how this is relevant to Mr. Prakash Raj in any way. No, please sit down. He clarified the Mevani argument. That's the end of it. We're closing this session. We're really over time. I thank our panelists for being great sports and rhetoricians and also speaking the facts from their points of view.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Love you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Dr. Subramanian Swamy and Prakash Raj.